So what is CarDock? CarDock is a sensor and application duo where you plug the sensor in to your car if you have an older model, and there's a application that you can download on the App Store for free that allows you to see what is wrong with your car as it happens. Like if you go home and you see that something's wrong with your car, it will diagnose it for you. And thus the name Car Doc, because doctors diagnose stuff. Um, like I said, tells you what's wrong with your vehicle, and then what the plan is to increase driver safety because over the years cars have begun to see significant safety upgrades. So this is another thing. And then what else it's going to do is it's going to suggest stores around that have the parts to fix your car for the cheapest price. And we're going to partner with leading manufacturers of vehicles to get this installed inside of newer models automatically that activate with the HUD. So I'm going to go a bit into the competition later, but what we really want to do is provide a fair opportunity for all drivers. It's a very user-friendly app. It tells you how to fix your vehicle yourself also, which if there are newcomers who don't really know how to fix a car, then this will tell you how to fix it yourself. And then, like I mentioned before, you can buy the parts yourself because we'll list places where you can get the parts to fix it for the cheapest. And then we'll tell you the average price of parts as well. So here's the organizational chart that we have right now. Right now it is just the 5 of us that you can see on the screen. And it's a very, very short team right now, but we are looking to add people to the team who bring something to the table. And technology in automobiles is becoming a lot more innovative now because we want cutting edge features. We want the future. We want user-friendly tools. And automakers are spending more than $125 billion on developing technologies like what I was just mentioning. And as we get more technologically advanced, our product is going to appeal to a lot more US consumers, and safety in cars has been on the rise for a little while now with airbags, rear view cameras, etc., etc. So according to Statista, as you can see on the graph right here, the market size of the automobile industry in the US right now is approximately 274 just about million cars, and overall, these sales account for about $730 billion in revenue in the US and makes up about 3.5% of America's total gross domestic product. So what's different with our company? The application that you download is free across all your app stores, Google, Apple, you name it. And the sensor is going to be $50. So you plug it into your older car, and it gets auto installed when the manufacturing process for the newer models go, and it diagnoses issues and sends the information to the app that gives information that can be explained very well to a common person. And we're going to have an extremely recognizable brand. Like, when you hear the whole Conrad's thing on the radio, it's going to be very, very recognizable. And with COVID-19 going around, all the safety protocols that need to be taken, we take those very, very seriously. And people may not want to go inside of car shops to go get their cars fixed or buy the parts. So we're going to be very integrity based when it comes to taking care of people's cars with COVID going around. The main competitors are Bosch Diagnostics and Snap-on. Both of them are tailored towards professionals who work at car shops, really. Their apps are outdated and they're really, really expensive. I know one of Bosch's most expensive scanners cost $85, and then their top tier scanner goes up to almost $4,500, and Snap-on's goes to almost $11,000. and they focus on the products instead of the individual user. And that's where we want to come in and focus on the user, not the car. Yeah, going into diversity and experience, everybody on our starting management team on the previous slide has a very unique path to getting to this point. I know I have been a manager in food for almost a year, so cars stuff really isn't my thing, but like I said, diversity is at the heart of the company, and we are really looking to learn as we go, but also contribute what we know in terms of our leadership and what we know about vehicles and just put together something that is really, really unique. And as I said before, we're going to start as an LLC, but over time, we will evaluate over time when our company needs more. Um, Looking for people who are really, really high character and have a very big passion about being a part of something that's great. And we think it's very, very attractive for shareholders and investors. So by our estimations right now, we're estimating about $150,000 in fixed costs to start the business. And it's going to take about $20, give or take, to make, ship, and etc. $50 in revenue per sensor and $5 revenue per subscription to the application. And with $150,000 in initial startup funds and 20 per sensor, we got to sell enough product to equal those costs. And because of the fact that we're going to be minus $150,000, we got to subtract 20 for every sensor, add 50 for every one that we sell, and $5 for every subscription sold on a monthly basis. So in order for us to get to the break even point that we need to, we got to sell 4,750 sensors and 1,500 subscriptions. We'll profit that much money based off of that. So when it comes to our manufacturing and operations plan, we're going to be based in Toledo, Ohio, where we're all graduating from. The average warehouse rental is around 85 cents per square foot a month. So we really only need about 5,000 square feet to start because we're kind of a small business and it's the perfect place for us. And we're going to have 5 machines that work nonstop to make sure that we keep pushing our product. So when it comes to profitability, we plan to make 60% of a profit off of each purchase. And there's an optional $5 a month membership that allows the app to continue to work the way that it should. It's going to help our designers of the app continue to make the improvements that it needs to have to make the customers get the product that they want. Logistics are going to work together with the accounting department, and they're going to work hand in hand and make sure that all of our proper protocols are being followed. So, marketing plan. How are we going to advertise our product? We're going to use social media a lot because it's 2020. Everybody has social media. Television, we're going to, obviously, because television ads have to be bought, we're going to research and see what time of the day is going to be best to put ads on the TV. Radio, even though radio is kind of declining a little bit, radio advertisements are still a good way to get your word out. And of course, word of mouth. If people like the product, they're going to tell their friends, they're going to tell their family. So when it comes to rules and regulations, the National Service Center for Environmental Publications says that every diagnostic system has to follow the Clean Air Amendments Act of 1990, and it requires the monitoring of the catalyst and oxygen sensors. And there's standardization that has to be followed to ensure safety with the monitoring of emission-related components and standardization of the connector location, design, diagnostic troubles, terminology, all of the things that you would kind of find in your manual that you get in your car. So for our proposed company offering, we're asking for 100,000 in 4 payments of $25,000 over the course of a year in exchange for 20% ownership of the company. And we feel the conclusion is a good one because we expect the business to not be as profitable to start because people don't really know about it yet, but continually work our way into higher profit margins, and we'll use the funds to cover the wages, all the research, among other things, to ensure a successful launch and sustainability. And having a bigger stake in the company means as we make more money, the return on the investment goes up. And we really feel like this is an awesome chance for an investor to invest in the future of car safety. So, over time, we expect our product to not be needed as car manufacturers implement self diagnosing technology to their vehicles and cars becoming self driving. We plan to reinvest towards opening our own shops that would allow users to make their own appointments to have workers that we hire down the road to get fixed by us. And, with the COVID pandemic going on, we've had to adapt to mask wearing, social distancing, all these CDC guidelines, and our shops would have all of the room that they need in order to make sure that all the safety protocols are being followed. And who knows, there could be another pandemic in the future. Um, so there aren't without risks in any company, and ours is really no different. As five just fresh out of college graduates, I could see why investors would say no. We don't know enough. We don't have the experience that we need. And I believe that we'll be able to overcome those challenges and work together as a team. The product's timing in the market could really negatively affect people by smart cars being created, and, companies such as Tesla, those companies putting all sorts of technology in the car itself. Um, the public may not really see it yet, but it's coming. And the price of those cars is really, 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 really unattractive to people right now, especially during COVID when people are losing their jobs, unfortunately. Um, as with any new product entering the market, though, we're going to face many, many challenges and risks. But I think our product has way more benefits and projected successes to outweigh the risks and the losses. Yeah, we'll need about a year or so to prepare the facility, get the staffing that we need, and collecting all the initial parts to assemble for our product. During the first year of startup, we're going to also look at additional investors as well as reaching out to potential partners to help us launch the products. And by the first 6 months of the startup year, we should have the facility built, manufacturing building that's going to be attached on. And the last 3 months will be used to hire the staff, because the staffing part is the most important part. We got to have the most qualified people, and we got to have the people that know what they're doing and, that are about the project. We're going to assume that 8,000 sensors and 1,000 subscriptions get sold in year one, 15,300 in year two, and so on and so forth based on the plan. The summer months, we're going to see kind of lower sales due to the public's changing needs. Winter, because there's usually more car troubles because of the cold, more accidents happening because of the ice on the road, so on and so forth. Holiday purchases too. People may feel like that, this is a good thing to have and buy for a holiday gift. And inventory is going to be extremely crucial to account for any unexpected changes in the sales or the demand. And the production is going to need to be the same for every single item. So the cost of goods are going to be very steady, as each product costs only $20 to make and $50 to purchase. So we're going to make $30 on every sensor that we sell, which is going to go right back into growing the company.